Want to know the biggest mistake I see new riders make in 2026? They buy too much bike on day one. But here's the thing. There's one motorcycle that's dominated the beginner market for years, and in 2026, it's still the smartest purchase you can make. I'm talking about a bike that costs less than your monthly car payment, gets insane gas mileage, and won't leave you shaking at every stoplight. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which bike to buy, what it costs, and why thousands of new riders are choosing it over everything else. Let's dive in. Look, choosing your first motorcycle isn't like picking a video game character where you can just respawn if things go wrong. This decision affects your safety, your wallet, and whether you even stick with riding. In 2026, we've got more options than ever, from electric bikes making waves to the classic entry-level performers. But here's what most beginners don't realize. You need a bike that forgives mistakes while you're learning clutch control, doesn't punish you in traffic, and won't cost a fortune when you inevitably drop it in a parking lot. And trust me, you will drop it. It's basically a rite of passage. Enter the Kawasaki Ninja 400. This bike has been the gold standard for new riders, and here's why it's still crushing it in 2026. Power and performance. With a 399cc parallel twin engine putting out around 45 horsepower, you get enough power to merge onto highways confidently, but not so much that one accidental throttle twist sends you into next week. The power delivery is smooth and predictable, exactly what you need when you're still building confidence. It'll do 0 to 60 in about 4.5 to 5 seconds, which feels quick enough to keep things exciting without being terrifying. Weight and handling. At roughly 373 pounds wet, this thing is genuinely light. For context, that's lighter than most cruisers and middleweight sport bikes.
Alright, let's talk numbers, because this is where the Ninja 400 really shines in 2026. You can pick up a used Ninja 400 for anywhere between $4,000 to $6,000, depending on the year and condition. Some people have even found deals around $2,000 for older models with higher miles. But here's the kicker. Insurance on these bikes is incredibly reasonable for new riders. We're talking roughly $20 a month for full coverage in many areas, which is absurdly cheap compared to insuring a 600 or 1000cc sport bike. The resale value play. Here's something most beginners don't think about. If you buy a Ninja 400, ride it for a year or two, and decide to upgrade, you can often sell it for close to what you paid. These bikes hold their value incredibly well because there's always a new crop of riders looking for exactly what you're selling. So your beginner bike basically becomes a low-cost rental while you learn. Pretty smart, right? Now, is the Ninja 400 perfect for everyone? Not quite. It's ideal if you want a sporty riding position without the extreme lean of a supersport. Plan to commute and have fun on weekends. Want something that won't feel limiting after 6 months. Care about fuel costs and insurance? Consider alternatives if you're under 5'4". The seat height might be a stretch. You want a super relaxed cruiser vibe. You're only doing city riding and want something even lighter. In that case, look at bikes like the Honda Rebel 300, Kawasaki Z400, or even the new electric options coming out in 2026. But for most people wanting that sport bike look with beginner-friendly performance, the Ninja 400 is still the answer. Here's my final take. The Ninja 400 isn't just a beginner bike. It's proof that you don't need to spend $15,000 and ride something intimidating to have an absolute blast on 2 wheels. It's affordable, efficient, forgiving, and honestly, it's just fun. And in 2026, with used prices staying stable and parts readily available, there's never been a better time to grab one. Drop a comment below. Are you Team Ninja 400, or do you have a different beginner bike recommendation? Let's help out the new riders watching this. If this video helped you, smash that like button, subscribe for more honest bike reviews, and I'll see you in the next one. Ride safe.